Marina Mabrey, Kahleah Copper combined for 52 points to put them over the Indiana Fever, but Dana Evans hitting a clutch three when it was needed to really change the course of this game. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
All right, Sky fans, man, listen, this team just keeps finding a way. That's the thing. I do want to focus a lot on what the Sky did right in this game, specifically in the second half, but I'd be remiss and not fair if I did not talk about just some of the issues with this team in the first half of the game. Sloppy basketball to start the first half of the game overall, and the Sky have to stop allowing teams to get out on big leads against them. But the way that this team battled back continue to show that heart that we've seen from this team. Marina Mabrey leading the way with 28 points, Kahleah Copper with 24 points, Elena Smith with 18 points, and then Dana Evans with 19 points off the bench, going 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range. The Sky as a whole only scored 9 three-pointers, 3 of those coming from Dana Evans coming off the bench in this game. The Sky just continue finding ways to win basketball games. That's what it is. This team, as much as they have issues in halves of games, things like that, the way that they can kick up the intensity defensively when needed is a revelation. Like, it's just so amazing to see how this team can kick up that defensive intensity and just get stops when it's needed to get stops, get key rebounds. They get out rebounded in this game, 35-25, so they get out rebounded by 10. But overall, limited in turnovers, only 4 turnovers for the Sky all game in this game, which is a lot less than what they've been averaging here lately. So they get that kind of underway. The second half of basketball, though, specifically that fourth quarter, the Chicago Sky have played now 2 games, probably really 3 games when you look at it, of fourth quarters that have just almost been perfect, forcing the game to go into OT, winning the OT period 17-12. The Sky just do what's needed, right? And that's the thing that you keep looking at and getting from this team is that when they need a big bucket, somebody comes up and get it. And while Kahleah Copper did not play a good half at all, and I believe Dana Evans as well was 0 for 5 in the first half of the game, both those players came along big time in the first half. Kahleah Copper, 9 of 18 shooting from the field overall, 2 rebounds, 3 assists in this game, 24 points, had a plus minus of plus 14. Kahleah Copper was absolutely balling out of control in this game. Dana Evans as well, plus minus of plus 12 in this game. Elizabeth Williams, I do not want to overlook how some of the key rebounds and just changing shots that Elizabeth Williams does, it's great. It's just overall, the way that this team plays team basketball is great. And James Wade is the best coach in the city of Chicago, period. There's not even a question anymore. James Wade is the best coach in the city of Chicago. That's it. There's no questions. He may be the best GM as well. No slight to Ryan Poles, but I just love watching the way that this team basketball. I love watching the way that this team executed. Stevo's coming in the stream, so we'll get Stevo's thought here in a second, but just a really good second half, especially fourth quarter. Stevo, you saw this game, man. In the first half and how they brought that around in the second half of this game.
Yeah, it's just the definition of just staying with it. That's what this game was. It just stay with it no matter how hard it seemed, how much it seemed like we wasn't in sync at certain times. You just got to stay with it, keep focused, keep trying. The work that James Wade kept on trying the same stuff. He's like, y'all just not doing it right for the most part. Y'all not sync, y'all rushing, and then once they slowed down, that confidence started to build, the turnovers started to happen. Y'all was cool. Now I'm gonna get into y'all with y'all rebounding, but we gonna praise y'all right now. But for the most part, I just love how we have such of like a veteran DNA for us to be such a new team. We stay together, even though like it was a lot of people that like Dana Evans did not do well that first half, and it was just
Terrible.
really, it was really just a confidence issue. And then once she got the steals going, it just keep what I always say: we're gonna feed off turnovers, and once we get turnovers over everybody, confidence jumps. We realize who we are, and for the most part, we stayed in this game because of that.
Yeah, I mean, when you speaking on turnovers is a great point. The Sky only having 4 turnovers total game. They forced the Indiana Fever to 15 turnovers themselves. And as we
16.
know, 16. Okay, as we know with this team, once they get out in transition, they're almost unstoppable. The way that we move the ball as a team is beautiful. And I love how many people we have that can finish on the break, whether it be at the rim, whether it be be in the trailer and hitting the 3-point shots. The way us in transition is some of the most beautiful basketball you're definitely going to see in the city of
For
Chicago.
sure.
Period. On top of that,
Ooh, ooh, for sure.
yeah, the sky in this game, points off turnovers, 25 points off turnovers, crazy, bro.
Bro, it was almost like we was flip flopping. We had problems rebounding, and they just kept on giving us the ball, and we kept taking it, and we were scoring off of it. That's a key thing to always say is that we score off them because a lot of teams get steals, but they don't capitalize off of it. This team know how to capitalize off of turnover, so that's one thing you can't do when you play with us. Like, yeah, we might not have it all together when it comes to offense, but we can make some offense happen.
Yeah. Now I know offense has been a bit of a struggle over the season. Me, you've talked about kind of what's going into those struggles with this guy and the offense. But overall in this game, seeing Marina Mabrey and Kahleah Copper both have the output that they had scoring wise, how you feeling about that?
That's what it just game proved to what I said last game. I feel like Maria Baby is starting to figure out that combination between Kai and her. Between them two, that was the main. They're both very ball dominant heavy, so that was our main concern. So now that they're starting to get it together, she's starting to understand Kai's tendencies when she's want to cut how she likes the ball. That's the number one thing I'm starting to know that they're gonna have one of the best dump off games and pick and rolls because I mean Marina puts that ball through holes you don't even see, and she like is right where she likes it. So that's what I wanted to see. They calm down. They're not rushing as much with both of them. So it's just what you expect as the team continues to play. They get more familiar with each other. This is the type of output we expected.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing Dana Evans come in this game and scoring what she scored off the bench, leading the Sky in assists as well off the bench with 17 assists. I'm sorry, 17, 7 assists in this game. You already talked about how her confidence built over the course of the game, but how did you think about how she managed also the game? Like there were times where she came into this game and like James Wade, to his credit, we've always been wondering when is James Wade going to start trusting Dana Evans? He was kind of forced to in some ways in this game,
Hmm.
but it seems like she's playing better with more trust. He's trusting her more, especially with all the injuries that we have. And it seems like she's performing up to the level that I know me and you've both highly believed in Dana Evans' potential, even when you didn't get to see it on the floor. How do you think she's coming along now in this season?
I think she's starting to get the aspect of her main issue. I felt like when her game wasn't going her way, she was out mentally. She used to check out mentally. You would see it in her body language. You would see it in her face. She's getting to a point where she's like, okay, if I can't affect this a game scoring, I'm going to pick you up 94 feet, which she does 90% of the time. She's going to do that, or I'm just going to facilitate. And that's what the majority of the first half she do. She said, I can't get this shot to go down. I can't get a floater to go down. I can't even get to the lane at some points. Because Aliyah, oh Lord, she was being Aliyah tonight. It,
Yeah.
she just realized like, hey, if I'm not affecting it in some type of way, I gotta find a way to affect this game in some type of way. And it came through her defense and facilitating it. And as that went, the game went James showed trust in her because one, like I said, she's not getting angry. She's staying with the game. She's staying engaged, and that's the number one thing I feel like coaches look at and players like that. That's how you gain they trust. That's how you gain their trust. So she started staying with it. She was cool. The shot started falling, and that's how it's going to be. So, you now she do. I will have to say, Dana, you can't keep always having these little weird beginning of the starts. You kind of start off strong in some cases. So, but I'm glad you found your way back to it.
Yeah, Dana Evans just playing with that poise and confidence, and I love how Dana Evans, one of the smallest players you'll see on the court sometimes in the WNBA, but
5'7".
she is one of the most fierce. She does not give up at all, and that's what I love about the intensity. And once she started getting rolling offensively, you started seeing that confidence not only build in her but the team around her. Dana Evans is such an important part of this team that the energy that she comes with, like you said, picking up people for the whole length of the court defensively, those are things that change the tone of the game, especially when we're missing one of the best perimeter defenders in the league and Rebecca Gardner, who's now out, probably going to miss the rest of the season. Dana Evans is just, she's setting that tone off the bench for the Chicago Sky in a way that I've really hoped to see from her for so long. And like, just to see it all come together has been beautiful to see, and I just love it. Do
Mhm.
you think that there's a chance with this? One of the biggest things for postseason awards, I always said the Sky have to win. Sky 5-3 on the season. They continue winning like this. Do you think Dana Evans, most improved player, 6th woman of the year, do you think she can get herself into those conversations? I know it's still a very young
About to
season.
say it's early. I
Yeah,
mean,
we got
she
32
definitely has
games
the
left to
she
play.
has the talent and the team around her to make that happen. So it's definitely possible. I will say right now I won't put her in the conversation just yet. It's a little early. I can't really put anybody in that conversation just now. But I feel like yeah, she definitely had the talent. She has the mindset for sure. That's one thing we ain't got to worry about is that she got the mindset. So once the mind follow the body, we're gonna be good.
Definitely, definitely. Let's get into talking about some of the Indiana Fever players because we try to be balanced here. We are also the
Woo!
number one spot for W. Aliyah Boston,
They
bro.
was shooting tonight.
Let me tell you something. Aliyah Boston, she got a couple of MVPs coming in her future, bro. Once the Fever start winning games, I'm telling you, man, that woman is just what can't she do? What can't she do?
I about to say like she's definitely like if she gets a three ball, oh my goodness, because that's really all she's lacking. I mean, I feel like she could improve on her handle, but at her position she don't necessarily have to. But I'm just saying, if she really wanted to be like one of those, she could become very unstoppable if she just work on if she masters something on the offensive game. Because that's one
Yeah,
thing I don't think she has a mastery of. Maybe it's the she does know how like she almost have no, I ain't gonna say that because I already know how the comments gonna be. But she does have a remarkable way of knowing how the ball's gonna come off the rim.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's true.
that's a skill. That's a real skill to have. And so she's not shooting at that 15-footer as much as she did in college. So and she necessarily doesn't have to with who they have on the Fever. But like you just said, just this alone, just getting playing the way she is, always in the right places, constantly rebounding, putbacks. Uh, also her getting so low. I don't know how nobody's gonna stop that because the number one thing about her game that I noticed tonight is she gets so low under the basket and cuts people off, and she gets the ball is late every time, and
Yeah,
you can't stop her because she's too big. She's
yeah.
too big and athletic. So yeah, she definitely have. If she keeps it up, and I can't even imagine if she improves. So she definitely has some All Star and MVPs coming her way.
That's for damn sure. But overall, the Fever in this game played really good as well.
They was
Like all,
shooting.
yeah, all five of their starters in double digits, as well as Wallace coming off the bench. Who listen, Christy Wallace to me,
Hmm.
I know she's skilled and I know she can play the game. But to me, like I don't like the. She be doing a little bit too much of the little dirty. I don't know if you can call it dirty if it's just tough basketball, but bro, watch them elbows. Next time you watch Christy Wallace play, she be throwing them elbows, bro. Like
I
she throw
feel
them
you, but
elbows,
like
bro.
I got keep it G. Marina be doing the same thing. Like
Yeah, man. Listen,
I ain't gonna lie. Like hey, that's one thing I knew about when she came in. I think I told you I said she might lead the team in texts and fines if it happens because she's probably like next to Kahleah and them, she's probably one of the most feistiest women players I've ever seen in my life. Like
Marina Mabrey, yeah,
yeah,
Marina Mabrey's
she's
no joke, man.
feisty 24/7. If you not on her team, you do not like her. She's one of those.
Fact.
So yeah, but Christy, she's definitely a talent. But yeah, you do got a little grace in there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, she got a little Grayson Allen in it. Elena Smith continues to
That's the
shine and
name I
dazzle,
wanted to hear.
being in the starting lineup. Like, and I mean, honestly, Morgan Burch stepped up amazingly when she was a starter. Elena Smith comes in, same thing. Great effort offensively, great effort defensively. She always seems to be around the ball in the right places. Like, there's times where she misses some gimmies, like that. It happens. But
Hmm.
overall, her basketball acumen and IQ, and some things that we don't talk enough about the game of basketball, is operating in space. And she knows how to operate in that space, whether it's keeping people away from the rim, doing those type of things. She's not the most athletic, so she's not going to get a lot of blocks and things like that, but she uses her body well to keep players away from the rim. How you feeling about
Hmm.
Elena Smith?
Yeah, she almost like how I kind of like to compare Vooch in the defensive. She's great at team defense.
Yeah.
Always communicate like she knows how to use her body. She know how, and she also is very smart at the game. Like she stops plays from happening. Like I think it was an entry pass. It was at the Phoebe's at the top of the key. I forget who it was trying to get it to Boston, and she was like, "Nah, you're not getting this over me. I see it coming." And I've noticed that she reads a lot of plays way before she happens. So I think we might have the bud knock up her IQ more than we really have. She Hey, they find, like I said, they Ray keep finding diamonds in the roughs out of these players. I don't know where he's found. I think she's out of Australia. Yeah, she's out of Australia. So, and there's definitely some hoopers down there, but she's a legit stretch four. But she's big. She plays bigger than what she really is, and like I said, she knows the game, and she's really been stepping up. Shout out to her because this is probably one of her best games this year.
Yeah, like Elena Smith
With
just keep
5 assists and for 5 rebounds. I didn't
yeah,
mention that.
5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, right? Not doing foul, not
She
giving a lot of
shuffled.
fouls. Like she just Elena Smith just at the end of the day, she's just a basketball player, a damn
Mhm.
good basketball player. Like she can do a little bit of everything. She's dangerous enough in almost every facet of the game to where opposing defenses you can't ease off of Elena Smith, even on nights that she's cold shooting because she can heat up at any point in time. You have to keep a body on her, and that's going to free up so much for other players operating
And
that mid
did you
range.
see the little Emma Misa little step that fade away? I said,
Yeah,
"Oh, she missed," but I was like, "I like it. I like it." I feel like she's also getting more confident in her game because
yeah,
she's starting to try things and not being scared to try it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you want. You want a player who comes in and doesn't shy away from the moment. Like as much as this team didn't have the expectations around them coming into the season, the expectations are starting to build because of the team chemistry. And keep in mind, this team has played 8 games together and has been missing a starter since the season began, and we've lost so many players over the course of that time. That like just continue seeing the way that this team fights and the way that James Wade has this team prepared, you can tell that James Wade such a smart and good coach. That's what I said. James Wade is probably the best coach in Chicago right now. That's it.
And GM.
Yeah. Ryan Poles. That is him and Ryan
Okay,
Poles.
I
Gotta
forgot.
give him a little bit of that. Him and Ryan
Hey,
Poles, but yeah.
as far as I know, we ain't seen it work yet. So I'm seeing it work in the sky. So as far as I know, he the best GM so far.
That's fair. Hey, listen, that's a fair analysis right now. Overall, so just getting back to the sky before we get into the comments, man. We face the Sparks next, and I think that is on Friday, as that's a late game as well. So me and Steve are gonna be up late. I think that game doesn't start till 10 p.m. Eastern,
Yeah,
which is
10 U.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah, good luck with you.
That's gonna be a long, long night. But outside of that, man, looking at the sky and how they've just been performing, bro. Do you think that this is like, is this something that's going to be sustainable for the sky? And if you think it's going to be sustainable, why do you think so?
Um Wait, sustainable in terms of what though? Like
This
as
level of play, from the sky that we've been seeing.
um I feel like this level of play is sustainable. Now, would it be sustainable for winning? I don't think so. Because like I said, I still feel like it's early in the year. Teams are only going to get better. Teams are only going to get more confident within each other, learn each other even more. I do want to see them clean up on certain things on the offensive end. I do also want to see them like gang rebound. You're going to have the gang, especially with Izzy being out. Some of your other tough, you got to gang rebound because you almost lost this game tonight because you didn't gang rebound. They had, I think we completely lost the rebound battle tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had about 16 rebounds, offensive rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like we could keep up the same defensive mentality because that's just what we are. That's who we are. But I don't know if it's still gonna be always turning into wins.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I feel like the thing that is usually sustainable in basketball is effort and game plan. And you're not always, even if you execute a perfect game plan, you're not always going to win. But the
Mhm.
way that James Wade has, he understands how to use these players. He put this roster together, and he's, to his credit, he's come up with a great game plan to maximize the skill set of all these ladies. And as long as that continues, this Sky team is going to be able to just, I think, continue to win the tight games, win close games. I want to see them stop giving up big leads at times, but it's a
Fact.
game of runs. That's kind of the WNBA. And I want to see them tighten up on some of the turnovers, which they did in this game. But I'll tell you what, I came into this season thinking that, hey, the Sky, they play hard, they play together, they're going to sneak into the playoffs. I'm outside of it now. I'm saying that looking at this team, again, young season, we got to see how other teams come along and if we can sustain it. But this team can absolutely win a first round series. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because I definitely could see a team taking us lightly. because they still taking us lightly. And I don't understand why. You don't take a team that's hungry, full of dogs, Like I'm sorry, like there's not too many teams that just full of dogs. You might have a couple Rottweilers or two, but we got a whole crew of them. So along with a dog as a coach that know what he talking about and know what he doing, and put this team together and had a mindset of how he wanted this team to play when he got it, and he's still doing it. Minus some of the key people he wanted to get here, and he's still looking for people. So yeah, I was thinking before, even when we was like, I'm sitting here like, man, we can still, but I'm also thinking like, dang, did we shortchange them with Izzy, even when we knowing Izzy was coming here? Cause like, man, Izzy not here, and we still giving people problems. Like, yeah, we could be a sleeper. Like, we could win a second round. To be honest, I got that much confidence in this group.
Yeah, I got tons of confidence, and the thing too is that they're confident, and this team has a different level of feel too. When they do their little pregame thing coming out and stuff like
Move that shit out the way.
they definitely they enjoy playing with each other. And that's not to say that last year's team didn't. I just feel like last year's team was more of a we're about to go about our business, whereas this team is
Bro.
we coming in with heart. You can't snatch away our heart. And because of that, hey, listen, this team's about to kill it, man. I have full confidence in this team.
Yeah. That's definitely about like because there was definitely times where we had no business getting beat the way we got beat last year, and it's because we didn't have that heart. And with a team with Kyle Mayberry and Courtney Williams on it, and they not finna stand getting beat by 15 in the game, and it's still time on the clock. So they you can't play with us. We gonna play for real. And shout out to, I also gotta say this. Thank you for Brandon LJ. Shout out for two great drawn up calls at the end, James Wade. Because I if you only knew what I've seen in Chicago sports this year in final moments, if you only knew.
Listen, we have a coach in Chicago that coaches basketball that can't draw up a fourth quarter inbounds play to save his goddamn life. But that's a different story. That's a
The
bad
same play.
Yeah, that's crazy. But let's go ahead and get to some of these comments before we get up out of here. Let's see how everybody's feeling about this one. Best team in Chicago from Yeah, great. I agree with that as well. Eric in the building. Oh no, this one's from. I was there live telling all my player. Everyone was yelling Dana. Dana Evans is a monster. Is a monster.
She a dog.
Yeah.
Straight dog.
Love seeing the heart that Dana Evans plays with. Eric says again, I couldn't watch the game. It was on CBS Sports, and I don't have that channel. However, good win by Chicago. I think you could just download the app as long as you have a cable subscription. You can download the CBS
And it was
Sports
on
app.
you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And just log in with your cable subscription. You're good to go. I even think. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I even think you can, even if you have Hulu, you can log in with Hulu and then you can watch it through the
You gotta be
CBS
subscribed.
Sports.
You gotta
Okay,
be
through the
subscribed with the
CBS Sports
pass.
app. But yeah, you got to get all that. But yeah, it's not too difficult. If you have a cable subscriber, you should be
Yeah,
good.
trust me. It's especially with the WBA. You might could go on Twitter one day. Like it's multiple ways. You just gotta
We did
find
have a
it.
game that aired live on Twitter the other day, which was great. We
Yeah.
got another one coming up next Sunday on Father's Day. Actually, that game against the Mystics airs on
Y'all
Twitter.
gotta stop this, bro. Y'all gotta stop this, bro.
Eric also says tough loss for Indiana because I'm from East Chicago, Indiana, a few miles from Gary, Indiana. Hey man, listen, we gonna claim you because you rock with the Sky, but that's
Bro.
the only reason why.
Should have kept that to yourself, though.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. James Wade is Columbo with these undercover finds. Evans, Gardner, Smith. And don't forget, I mean, listen, and some more are coming. Watch that hardship. Whatever player he signs with a hardship exception, watch it be a player from over in Europe.
So we could get two, right?
I think it's 2. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I was making sure.
The General BL Jet says the play drawn up to get Elena Smith the layup was incredible to send it into OT. Yeah, that and the Dana Evans 3 before then was crazy.
I'm trying to. It's sad. I'm sitting here trying to think. Did we ever run for the Bulls a play towards the rim? Ever?
No, we couldn't ever inbound it. It was all perimeter, bro. It was literally all perimeter.
And it was either Zach or DeMar caught it at that elbow every single time.
Yeah, every single time.
So basically, he was calling the same fucking. You know what? Let me stop. Because I'm gonna get
there
back.
was one game, and I can't remember which game it was anymore. That he actually drew up a play in the fourth quarter in an inbounds play, and I was like, Why can't you do that all the time? And it was.
I
I think
know
it was.
exactly what you
Yeah, I
talking
can't
about.
remember which game it was, but it was like
Oh,
that was it, man. And like I could think of one singular play, and that's hey, listen to Brandon L. Jet's point here. James Wade needs to call up Billy Donovan and be like, "Listen, man, I looked at some of your playbook. I came up with this. Go ahead and take this and run with
what are you talking about?
it."
I went over the. I went over. They just got to execute. It's about cohesiveness. They've been trying real hard. I've even gave some of them my gum, but it's not working.
Billy Donovan in that gum. No bad gum chewing Billy. That's crazy.
No bad at all.
Let's get off the bad Chicago basketball team. Let's end it on some positive notes. We go into LA on Friday. How you feeling about their chances in this game, Steve?
I mean, it's definitely still a beatable game, but you still got me a little worried tonight with giving up all these boards because LA does have the size over you. They definitely have the size over you, and they got a MVP type player over there. She ain't been as good as McQuay has been in the past, but she's still a bucket. She still get rebounds, and she's still a dog. And they still and so I cook Bill. She been hooping. This team ain't nothing to play with. They got the girl from Danby from Vegas. So this team ain't nothing to slouch with. They not nothing to play with. You got a gang rebound. That's the word phrase of the week. Gang rebound. Gang rebound. You gotta rebound as a team because y'all don't have the size. And y'all just don't have the players that's that good at rebounding. So y'all got the gang rebound.
Yeah. They got to. They got to. So I mean, we'll see. Ultimately, I think that the Sky have to come in and they have to play their branded defense. They have to rebound as a team. They have to get after it defensively. And they have to execute offensively. I will say this: the way that they executed towards the second half of this game, that's how you need to execute on offense. Highly efficient offense. They got away from jacking up shots early in the shot clock. I think they need to take that time, go through those progressions. Unless they're in transition, there's no reason to jack up a shot early in the shot clock. That's what we need to start getting away from, in my opinion.
Yep, I totally agree. Run. Y'all need to be like that TikTok run. That's all you need to do because y'all too athletic. There's not too many teams that can keep up with you. So you gotta use what you're great at. Transition is one of them things. So you gotta beat them with that.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's gonna be a big test against the Sparks late at night. We'll be in here, but that is it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Steve, I'll go ahead and give him your socials. Let's get up out of here, bro.
Hey man, just follow me at Stevo Speaks on everything. We giant content constantly. So you always be on the lookout and subscribe and hit that notification button.
Absolutely. You can follow the channel at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central, gmail.com. And lastly, you want to leave a text message and our voicemail. And no more voicemails talking about how my man Steve-O pronounced names. Because listen, I'm trying to keep it back from flaming y'all. Chill on that one. But we going to get into that. 773-270-2799. We up out here. We'll see you guys next time we go to Skytown, y'all. Peace.
Marina Mabrey.